I freaked out. I just kept looking down. I stuttered when you asked me what I'm thinking about. Felt like I couldn't breathe. You asked what's wrong with me. My best friend Leslie said, oh, he's just being Chavez. Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a VeVe, OMI DEVVE DEFX DACAT update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello, Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. What did I have yesterday? We had two podcasts yesterday. One was with Sharby. We have a new show coming out over on Monday called The Last Seat, where we go in and we talk to a lot of these meme communities, decide whether they have legs or maybe they don't. And then I had Carl Choi on the podcast from 24/7 Comics yesterday. That was last night to promote his Ghost Zone. Is it Ghost Zone? I bought the freaking comics. I should know what it is. The first one was really good. I was like, oh, give me more, give me more. Oh, Zero Ghost. That's what it's called. So I got the first one, read that. The second one, for whatever reason, the VeVe Comics app wouldn't let me read it. Like, it would only go in and show me like 2 pages. And that was it. So I didn't check it today. That was yesterday. So I'm hoping that this is the time where they fix that. They have updates like all the time. So one of the updates, generally when you have those things, most of it just affects what you're working on. However, every now and then, like I remember this one dude, the car wouldn't turn on because the radio was heck. Anyway, long story short, every time they do updates, every now and then, it happens where something goes a little funky. This might be it. It might be a separate issue. I have no idea. Anyway, let's go to, let's see. Oh, God. So I guess I'll go over this as well. Alexis Ohanian. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Let me go to my apps over here where, yeah, it's Alexis. Oh, shoot. Alexis Ohanian, this guy. I'll read that in a second. Just a little background on him. Basically, Alexis Ohanian is a founder of Reddit and currently purchasing Dig, who's also a big Marvel fan. He bought the original Mjolnir prop from the Thor movie at auction and posted the Avengers comic book. There's a guy named Arcturus here that had found that, and he's like, hey, you know what we should do? We should just kill him with kindness. We should just go on and just be like, hey, what you're doing is really cool. I like this shit too. Here's my awesome stuff that I have on the VeVe app. So I went and I did it. Long story short, he says, humble beginnings, ship your version 1. What are you waiting for? And he posts like the first appearance of like the Avengers, like the first time they all get together, comic over on just on X. And he's just saying like, hey, what's your stuff? So it says digital, actually Mr. MC1 says the digital in VeVe official lowest mint is probably very hard to get and quite pricey. Arcturus had even said like, hey, does anyone have any thing on this? I think the guy who was on the podcast a couple weeks ago, Greg Schultz, I think he actually has one. I have to go back and check. It was when it dropped, he just happened to go for the drop and then got the secret rare. And I was like, damn. So he does have one. He might have sold it though, because at the time it was like $800 and he might have sold it. I don't know though. But I did know he got that at some point. Anyway, it's those types of things where if you're not like shilling, if you're not be like, hey bro, check out VeVe and buy this homie token while you're at it, just buy, you know. And that's just like, okay, I mean, if you get enough of those people, sometimes they might be like, yeah, you know what, let me check it out. But if you don't necessarily shill your stuff and you just say like, oh, hey, I like what you got, this is one of my favorite Marvel things over on the VeVe app, and then just leave it at that. If they're interested, they'll say like, oh, what is that? And then you can respond all about it. And if they don't, they don't. That's fine. You really don't want to try to push these things by being like, hey, you should check this out. And then, again, there's a balance in there. Even myself, I'm not the greatest at that. Am I really good at it? Yes. Am I the best? Probably not. Anyway, let's go on. And yeah, speaking of stuff like that, on 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday, there's a guy named Puppy Paws. I gotta remember what his name is. What the heck is he? Oh, Pauly Pupils. Pauly Pupils has a space every Wednesday at 1. I was able to get into the last one. I think casual. Somebody sent it to me. It's like, hey, they're talking about what's going to be NFTs. What is going to happen with them in 10 years? You need to go in and represent VeVe. I was like, Okay, sure. So I get in there, I get to talk a little bit, and it was like one of those old school VV spaces where everyone's just sharing alpha, everyone's just going over their interpretation of news, and it was really freaking cool. So I'll be doing that pretty much every Wednesday, and I think it would be really fun if you had a bunch of VV peeps go over and just kind of show up, and this way other people be like, hey, what are all these O's? What is this VV that they're talking about? I think that'd be really good. Ben had done this at least once, but maybe a couple of times when he first got in, just being like, "Hey, it's great to see you guys talking about comics. Great to see you talk about whatever it was that he kind of crashed and went into." And he said, I just took over the CEO position over at VV. This is what we're doing." And he did it in a way where he didn't like take over or he didn't intend to take over the conversation. He would go in and say like, "I think it's awesome what you're doing. That's something we haven't tried yet at VV. Speaking of which," and then he would go into it. No, this is what we're trying. We'll let you know how it goes, but that's the point of these spaces, to go in and collaborate and to have everyone kind of pull for each other and just say like, "Hey, this is the stuff that I found works." And I understand the people that would go in and say like, "Why do you want to tell your like competition like what you're doing?" First off, VV has no competition. They are years ahead of the competition. So what Ben did was very brilliant, where he goes in and genuinely gives good advice. Like it's like a parent giving their kid like advice. They're like, "Hey, growing up is rough, and there's a lot of bumps in the road, but I know where a lot of these bumps are." Um, does Ben and Vivi have that parent-child relationship with all these smaller companies? No, but what they can do is give genuinely good advice, and he can go on and say like, "Hey, this is what worked, but don't do this. We tried this, and these were the results. You could try it with your community, but this didn't work." And he could make those companies just by that space 3 times more efficient. I'm pulling that number out of my butt, but he could make them 3 times more efficient, and they could gain a lot of revenue. They could save a lot of revenue. Whatever it is, and it's not going to affect VV's bottom line. What he's doing is he's extending olive branches, and then with those olive branches, he can go in and worst case scenario is he wastes his time. The absolute worst case scenario is he goes in, gives these good advice, and then the people still like don't make it, and or they just like kind of selfish and like, okay, let me use this advice, and then they never go on, and they don't thank him for it. They're not reciprocal, whatever. But in a more likely scenario is that he extends these olive branches, gives good advice, and then maybe they follow each other. Maybe they go in and keep in touch, and maybe this one project with 2,000 followers, 6,000, maybe that's not a big boon to us right now. But if those creators and those devs can take what he said and run with it, and suddenly in the next year or two, they go from 2,000 to 20,000 followers or 50,000, however much they are, well, then you have something there. And then that's something we like, "Hey, glad to see that you took my advice, and glad to see that this is what you did with it. Great job. The advice was just one part of the deal. You taking it and doing this, that's all you. Um, let's do a collab." And then whatever those projects are, well, they could have tiger ducks. I have no idea what this is even called. They could have tiger ducks. They could have dog stuff. They could have whatever they have, and then they can go and say, "Hey, let's do a drop for you guys on VV." And again, a lot of these communities would be like, "Oh my god, that'd be great. Your guys' audience is amazing," and it is. But then they get all of those communities. Like, why do you think David originally went to all of these designer con artists? Because they already had a following, and yeah, they made him a lot of money. But at the end of the day, all of those people, they took their following, and they made him get VV accounts in order to get the stuff. Um, that's what Ben, I think, was kind of doing here with those spaces that he was in, and the non-VV spaces that he went into back in the day. Like, why do you think the VV Comics Curator program is coming out? Like, why do you think they're like? Sure, you could make the argument, and this, I can't find a good argument against this. David goes and he might say, "Listen, Randy, we there's a lot of people that want to read these comics, and like one you get. Greg was on the other day. The guy I was mentioned before, Greg Schultz, says like you kind of trick your kid into reading when you give them something that they want to read about, like Spider-Man, like Iron Man, all these things. I think they made a joke about that. I think in Bringing Down the House, was it? Yeah, Eugene Levy hires like Queen Latifah as like a nanny, and part of her job was to get his kid to read, and like he couldn't read, so she gives him a Playboy, and she's like, and he walks in on her like, and the kid, and he's like reading the Playboy, and he's like, he can't be reading this, like he read, he was reading. So you have to like kind of trick people doing that, but there's a lot of people out there, and a lot of kids, especially in the world, that would love to read these Marvel comics. I would love to read comics of any kind, and they just can't get it, even if they could afford the $5 or $6 that it costs. They they do that, but if you're in this other country outside of the U.S. or outside of Europe, and yeah, you can pay the $5 for the book, but you can't pay the $20 for the shipping. Yeah, VeVe's going to be responsible for probably upping literacy rates around the world. And I know that's a very, very like forward-looking statement, but wasn't it? I think the whatever literacy program or literacy department that's in the U.S. noted that the average American can only read like a 6th to an 8th grade level. And that's in America, the first world country. So I imagine a lot of other countries outside the US and Europe, probably not that good. We could Google it though, but actually I'm really curious about this. Let's see. Literacy rate in the world. Global literacy rate's actually already 86% for people age 15 and above. Males having a slightly higher rate than females. That's okay. That's probably because a lot of places just don't allow education for women. But what I'm saying here is that I think that through VeVe, you can get that up another couple points. You probably, instead of 86.3% of people, I think because of what VeVe's doing and people wanting to read these comic books, but they can't have where they're from, and they get them digitally, VeVe might be able to actually raise that a couple points. And again, that's probably going to be like the headline of when they release it. Be like, we want to bring literacy like to the world, and that's fine. But on the opposite end of that, you're going to get people that have comics that they have made, can't afford to distribute them anywhere. They go onto VeVe, and then they say like, hey, we're going to take most of these profits, but at least you get your stuff out there and see if it's worth doing. And all of these people, like, and it doesn't even have to be people that are unknown. You could have these well-known people. I'm actually going to get my friend Josh on the podcast soon. He works for, what company does he work for? He works for Cannibal Records. So Cannibal Records have about 31,000 followers over on Instagram. I don't know if they are on X. I don't see the on their link tree. They could go on to, like, again, you get any of these people that maybe don't have time or can't get a meeting with David, like whatever it is. These people have 31,000 followers. Like, even if you get 1% of them, and it's like, well, Child's 1% is like 300 people. Like, yeah, but that's 300 people that don't have an account right now, that will not only get an account and buy whatever these people put out. Maybe even 10% of those people, like an extra 30, maybe they go and shop around a bit. Maybe they get other comics, and maybe 1 out of those 10 people like become like a fairly casual collector, and they go for drops. And again, it's like, okay, well, you do all that, you get on board these people, 30,000 followers, and one of them becomes a casual collector. It's like, okay, but you do this like dozens and dozens of times, and then as that happens, at some point you get another Dr. Profit or a Dr. Fuse, or you get someone that could be in the top 100. So I think that's going to be the point of VeVe Comics, and that's what I'm doing with DACAT here. I mean, there's a couple people in DACAT already that already have VeVe accounts. Several of them have not used it in like years. But they're going to be coming back to it because of what VeVe Comics is doing, where we're going to be able to get DeCat over on the VeVe Comics Curator program, and that's just what a lot of these other companies will do as well. Anyone with the comic or even half a comic done, and especially for the people that have like half of it done, this is going to get them to be like, okay, we can finish it, because then they don't have to get the extra, I don't know, however many thousands of dollars to go in and then do it physically. They could just do it digitally. This is going to bring a lot of people to us. Anywho, I've been going on 15 minutes without getting to any comments. Bill Gardner says first, boy. Shishi saying second. Oh, meow, meow, meow. Architecture, history, art, world of women. Nice, nice, nice. I think it's Women's Day today, right? Yeah, happy Women's Day. BB Zombie says, yo, what up, Zombie? What up, dog boy? How's it going? Meow, meow, meow. Third, what's up? My man. Mr. Champ, rocket ship to the moon. To the moon, let's go. Okay. Before I get to the crypto stuff, let me go in and ask everyone to smash that like button. It's a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways of Patreon, such as super button down below, super chats as well. Where am I here? Oh god, no. X out of that. And then we'll get to the OMI here. So there was a buddy of mine that messaged me today, and he watches the show, and he sees me talk. Well, he sees me talk about a lot of stuff because he watches the show. He doesn't seem to be too interested in DeCat or Definity right now, although he should be. He says, "Hey, Randy, if you had an extra X amount of dollars, would you put it into Devi or OMI?" And I feel like that little Asian girl from like the Welch's grape commercials was like, "Why not both?" I was like, "Yeah, like I mean, they're both going to do exceedingly well this year, my guy. So, you don't have to pick one or the other. You could do both." And he's like, "Well, what would your breakdown be?" And I was like, good point. And I know he already has some of both. He has some OMI and Devi already. If he didn't, I'd probably push him to like a 60-40 split, where like 60% would go to Devi, 40% to OMI. But because he already has a decent amount of OMI, I was like, maybe you should do like an 80-20 split, where 80% goes to Devi and 20% goes to OMI, because again, one, he already has OMI. So if Devi stays down here at this level, maybe below, a little higher, give or take 50%, and OMI blows up to the moon and it goes even just like a 10x, like, okay, cool. Now you go in and take some of that profit and buy some Devi. But what I think the opposite is going to happen, where Devi goes up first. OMI's at 0.0026 right now. OMI is stupid undervalued at $70 million market cap. What's the volume today? 2.1 million in volume. I don't know what this like actual volume is, because again, one clock's back a couple months ago. If you were to have 2 million volume, it would be up like 30% or like 80%. But ever since like the last like couple weeks, maybe the last month or so, there was no we've had a large amount of volume, where normally we just had like 500,000, give or take, but now we've had consistently 1 to 2 million like every day. So if it's like 2.5 million, okay, maybe it's an extra 500K in volume, but now it's been very hard to track. Anyway, I think this is stupid undervalued, but let me go to Devi here real quick and see. They are at 70 cents, down about 7% on the day. They have like 9,940 holders, at least as per Uniswap. So they actually have lost holders the last several weeks. Whereas I don't believe OMI has. If anything, I believe OMI's gained. OMI's had a lot going for it. Well, VeVe's had a lot going for it, and by extension, again, when you release VeVeVerse, and now we're like a metaverse token. Speaking of which, I did not make him my my thumbnail, although I probably should have. He had posted, or I shouldn't say that. Let's go. Where's Foster? Because Foster Hill had a Oh God, he's posted a lot. Okay, we're gonna go over a bunch of Foster Hill stuff. The one I wanted to talk about was when this guy J Dubs. Oh, I gotta message him back. Does any OMI homie looking to do an OTC deal, or anyone know that might? He was looking to sell 15 to 20,000 worth of OMI. So I don't really know if that was a big OTC deal. So I even told him, I was like, hey, if you give a discount, yeah, let me know. But then Retail Pleb goes on and says, listen, this is a sad state of affairs that somebody needs to do an OTC deal of $20,000 worth of OMI to ETH because the market is so illiquid. Guys, it's time to fix it. So then Foster responds, well, listen, OMI had 2.3 million in trading volume over the last 24 hours. Seems like a lot, at least more than we used to get. But then Retail Pleb fires back and says, listen, the biggest volume exchanges are not available to US customers, which is your biggest base. The Ascendex spread is shown similar volume to Uniswap. So hopefully with the change in regulations, exchanges come soon. And he's got a pretty fair point that the SEC has dropped. I have it in a list here. Let's go over this. This is important. Where is the did I? Oh, guys, I have so many messages. I'm sorry, this might take a minute. Okay. Binance, Coinbase, OpenSea, Robinhood, Uniswap, Gemini, Justin Sun, Consensus, Kraken, Yuga Labs, and DRW. Let me go over that again. In the years 23 and 24, the SEC had filed lawsuits against Binance, Coinbase, OpenSea, Robinhood, Uniswap, Gemini, Justin Sun, Consensus, Kraken, Yuga Labs, and DRW. And then between February 10th and March 4th, they have dropped all of those. And there's a bunch that I know that I can't remember their names, but they're not on this list. But because it seems that the SEC is going in the opposite direction of once it came under the Biden administration, and they're dropping all of these lawsuits, it seems that VeVe doesn't need to be as cautious as it once did. Has the legislation actually passed yet? No, it hasn't. So if they want to be super Boy Scout, super safe, and it's very easy for me as a, I don't want to say armchair. I don't even have any arm. I have no armchairs on this bar stool. It's very easy for me to go on to VeVe and say, like, all right, guys, like, SEC is clearly going the other way. You don't need to worry about that. It's not my company. I'm not going to have to pay those millions of dollars in fines if the SEC comes down on them. Do I think the odds of the SEC filing against them right now are high? No, like less than 0.1% chance, unless they do something crazy. But you know, are they going to have to wait until the legislation is passed several months from now? They might, and that's why I told my guy, like, hey, listen, 80% of your new funds probably should go to DEVVE at this point. Just because I do expect that to, you know, American company. I really wish VeVe would reincorporate at least partially in the US, make it an American token, get a lot of eyes on it, and New Zealand has been very not friendly towards them. Anyway, again, it's super easy for me to say, oh, yeah, bro, just do this. And it's like, Chavez, do you know how much freaking time and money and whatever, you know, that would take? You know, so again, I get it. I forget where I was going here. Oh yeah, so again, just kind of backing up Retail Pleb's point there, where he says, hopefully with the changes in regulations, exchanges come soon, and it might come in the next couple months, or they might say, hey, listen, it's nice and it's a great dream that you have here, but we're going to have to wait till the actual regulation passes, not just words and guidances from David Sachs. Okay, fair. So Foster says regulatory clarity will definitely be a positive for the whole space. Shaking hand emoji. So that's kind of him hinting like, oh, hey, when we actually get the clarity, that's probably when we'll go and do that. Is he actually speaking for? I mean, he's not under the Akomi brand thing. This is just his personal account, but I think he's just kind of playing it safe here. Arcturus says, does Akomi need to wait for new legislation to be passed to list on U.S. exchanges, or are recent SEC drop lawsuits enough to move forward? Foster Lagon says, listen, improving accessibility for the token, including avenues for US users to access the token, is an important and ongoing priority, irrespective of rules or regulations. That being said, OMI is a utility token, and being able to articulate and demonstrate these features is important. If I break this down at face value, it's like, okay, he said this before, improving accessibility for the token. Okay, they've been saying this for years. We have no easier use of accessibility except for Stacker, which is great. But if you're outside of the VeVe community, you have no idea what Stacker is. So when they roll out in the next month or two with what they've said, like in the end of January, Stacker's like, hey, we'll have more licenses in a couple weeks. I believe them, but this is why anytime anyone in tech gives you like a couple weeks, add like another quarter to it, because that's generally what happens. But that's why when they roll out, I don't expect a huge bump for the token, because it's great for us, it's great for people, and assuming that they at least let us get Marvel collectibles, it's going to be great saying like, hey, look at this Punisher collectible, look at this X-Men collectible, look at all these like high, and I'm not talking about Marvel Mighties, which I love, I have most of them. But when talking about these high-end digital collectibles, we're like, hey, this looks really good. How do you get that? Oh, all you got to do is go on Stacker, pay with some OMI, and obviously there's multiple ways to get this. You don't have to buy it in OMI, but it's just a really cool way to say like, hey, yeah, it's VeVe's OMI token. You could go in, you can go to Stacker, and you don't need a VeVe account to make a Stacker account. But obviously, in order to use that OMI, like you can send USDC or Ethereum there on your Stacker wallet, and you don't need to have a VeVe account. You can buy OMI with it, or swap it for OMI. You can bridge that OMI from Ethereum over to Base. Definitely recommend. But yeah, if you want to spend that, you need to make a VeVe account. So I think that's really cool. But again, if you're outside the space, outside VeVe, you're probably not going to know or care what that's going on. But when he says improving accessibility for the token, including the avenues for US users to access the token, again, we've heard that before, and it seems that David went on and posted for the first time in what seems like years, where he talked about OMI twice, like in the same tweet. So it definitely seems like it's coming. I think we just got to be a little more patient. He says it's an important and ongoing priority, irrespective of rules or regulations. So again, saying like, hey, regardless of what the regulations are, we are working on this. He didn't say it in those words. That's how I'm interpreting it. But then he goes on to say, again, that being said, OMI is a utility token, and being able to articulate and demonstrate these features is important. Then our chart says we can officially start referring to it as a utility and metaverse token now. I bought a collectible with OMI, and it's burned OMI and then appeared in the VeVeverse. Seems to make sense. And Foster Hilt says, your logic is rock solid. So, yeah, I think it's safe to say that. More stuff from Foster. You have Foster actually yesterday going on saying, earn daily and seasonal OMI rewards and participate in OMI to NFT with no cash out fees by holding your tokens in Stacker World self-custody wallet on the Base network. All future OMI utility and rewards will be built on Base. Are you starting to see the bigger picture? Then Chris Ever says, I have to admit, Foster Hill, this was a hell of a lot easier than putting the OMI onto VeVe. Perfect instructions as well. Foster says, don't remind me, I still have nightmares. Chris Ever says, haha, I bet. On the next Foster Hill. So yeah, Bill Gardner saying, the way this is said sounds like we will be earning OMI for holding OMI, but we're just earning MCP, right? Foster says, OMI rewards is what the program is called. You are correct that you do not earn OMI for holding OMI. That would be horrible. There's bonus daily and seasonal MCP and bronze tickets, but that's for right now. I think there'll be more given in the future. O'Milly T says, community is everything, bruh. And Foster Hilt responds, facts. We have Grok. Oh, actually, we have Notorious Moonboy saying, Foster Hill, can you explain how the token works for the haters? This guy named Yadigson says, Foster Hill don't want to take me on. He's going to sit there like the nice boy he is and keep cashing his weekly checks. He's probably allocated a nice OMI amount, also using OMI as his ATM. There's zero proof of that. This person is clearly does not know Foster Hill or the process, what it takes to work for a OMI. Notorious Moonboy says, hey, Grok, how many OMI tokens can ever be in supply? After the tokens that have been burned already, is it inflationary? Grok says the total supply of OMI tokens started at 750 billion. After burns, the circulating supply is now around 270 billion. The total supply of 310 billion. That's actually wrong. It's actually like 305. But it says OMI is deflationary. Tokens are burned with VeVe NFT sales, reducing supply over time. No set floor exists, but burns slow as supply shrinks and price rises. Check the white paper for more. Foster Hill says he gets it. He does get it, though. This hater, Yadixon, says, all right, how much OMI has the team given you for payment? How much total have you received? And how much have you sold? Come on, bro, be honest with the community. Again, this guy is showing real low IQ here. Foster goes and says, received 0 and sold 0. I have nothing to hide from the community because I genuinely believe in what we're building. And I dedicate all of my time and energy to improving the project each and every day. The people that have met me support me and know who I am and what I'm about. Yeah, what the heck is wrong with this dude? He's just kind of a hater over here. And it seems like he's hating like on everything. And again, those accusations of like saying matter of factly, like, bro, you're taking OMI as and dumping on the community. That is that's not cool. Anywho, let's go on further. Yeah, VeVe'Verse say, hey, VeVe'Verse enthusiast, I have something special for you. You can now wear your VeVe gold and silver logo hoodie in the VeVe'Verse on your Ready Player Me avatar. He goes in and posts about the stuff that was made that we're going to be able to have on our VeVe avatar. I thought that was really cool. Foster says, incredible work. You have any plans to do an Akomi secret rare one as well? Would also love to be able to alternate. Thought that was really cool. No response as of yet. 30 minutes here. Let me get to the rest of this. We have Sephiroth Cat saying, woohoo, Randy. What up? What up? How's it going? Meow, meow, meow. Mr. MC was, yo, Randy and OMI homies. Meow, meow, meow. Sephiroth says, the cat in the house. Hey, oh, meow, meow, meow. Visit thecatlinktree.com because you don't want to miss out on greatness. No, you don't. Mr. MC says, did you get the 0 goes to ultra rare and put your name down for the fidget? I did not. I didn't get the ultra rare. I tried. I gambled. However, Team Common prevails once again, which is fine. I just want to read the comic, but the VeVe Comics Reader app won't let me. It's okay. They'll fix that at some point. Suffer the Cat, yeah, VeVe is super ahead of the competition. Agreed, sir. Agreed. Meow, meow, meow. Okay, let's get this ready. Let's go back to Foster Hill. It says, can't scroll my timeline for more than 2 seconds before coming across incredible community creations. The time for fading VeVe official is very quickly running out. This one guy called Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Training Pro says, I don't get why it looks so much better. It says, if you're referring to the better than the VeVe app, it's likely because items on the app are scaled down to run on a mobile, whereas you can utilize higher quality settings in the VeVe'Verse to display the items in true premium quality. Jessica's. We have Chris Coffee ETH saying, I read a post about migrating OMI to Stacker, so I did. Does anyone know what this is for? Yes, I still have OMI in my VeVe wallet, along with 150 collectibles, 223 comics, and 14 full sets. Foster says, holding your OMI on Stacker will allow you to participate in OMI to NFT, to buy and sell VeVe collectibles with the OMI token, as well as continue to receive daily and seasonal OMI rewards, such as bonus MCP and bronze tickets. All future utility for OMI is being built on base. Handshake emoji. Guttmeister says, do I own bronze tickets? Is there a use for these? Foster says, if you have held OMI on the VeVe web wallet for at least 3 months, then yes, they're visible in your web wallet, and they can currently be redeemed for bonus MCP, with future intended utilities in the works. Foster's getting a bunch of notifications from me because I keep liking all this stuff. And now he knows how it feels. Sorry. Anyway, let's move on. Oh, wow. I haven't gotten to really much of the news yet. Let's take a look at Definity because we haven't done Definity yet. Oh, we got to get to Gambit too. Definity up 5.5% today, going from 1.9 cents to 2 cents, with $4,200 in volume. Not a ton, not a ton. But yeah, $4,200 gets it up 5%, which is nuts. $3.1 million market cap. I know I say this all the time. I had a phone call with a buddy of mine yesterday. I was like, listen, I'm gonna own like 10% of the Definity token by the end of the year. If it stays down here, buying the whole freaking, I'm gonna buy part of the company. I'm gonna go freaking hard on it. And he's just like, I have more crypto than you. Not if I get it first. I was like, please don't do that. Please don't make me regret telling you that. Yeah, he's far richer than I am, and he'll. I don't know if this was even him today. He's got a fair amount of Definity already. A lot of the people I know in my network, and including myself, we have like a good percent of the supply already. I will, as I get more of the supply, again, I'll get part of the company. I'll get a lot of it. I'll make sure that we're able to do some type of cross-pollination of people with OMI and DECAT. It's gonna be good. Gonna be good. Cool, Mo. Thanks for being a member. Says, yo, Randy. Hey, fam. Meow, 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 meow. Hello. OMI 100B saying, I'll be buying 50 million OMI every week for the next few months, or as long as this down market goes for. I feel like this can get to the tens of billions, not $100 billion market cap, if the narrative hits. I know you have another comment, but let me try to set some expectations here. Was the market cap 70 million right now? Yeah. So a 100x to 2.5 cents, that's already a $7.5 billion market cap. If the 3 to 5 cents thing, like which is my base case, and that includes the narrative hitting, yeah, it gets to a $15 billion market cap. So that makes sense where you said it can get to tens of billions. Yeah. $30 billion market cap would be like a 10 cent. So yeah, and 8 to 10 cents is my bull case. $100 billion market cap is like 35 cents. That is it possible? Sure. Should it go there? Probably not. It definitely should not go there. Will it? Again, probably not. Can it? Yeah. Odds of getting to like 35 cents. Listen, my guy. The odds of it getting to $100 billion market cap, like 30 something cents, low 30s, like 4%, like 2% maybe. It's not a large amount. I mean, we'll see what happens when that narrative hits, because it will hit. I don't think it hits till much later in the cycle. Q3, Q4. I don't think it hits the first half. When it does, it's going to go insane. And again, I will like die on this hill, even though I don't, even if I'm right, I don't think it'll ever be confirmed. Maybe in the future. VeVe has their plans and their roadmap and the stuff that we know of, but I also believe that VeVe has stuff set to the side, fully cocked, ready to go when the narrative does hit. Oh, narratives hit, digital collecting, cool. And then they release so much epic stuff. I can't prove that. It's just a wild theory, but it's something that came to me once when I was under the influence. But again, $100 billion market cap's like insane. Anywho, only 100 billion goes on to say, I think a lot of people have been burned by NFTs and are scared. Agreed. But as a rational investor, just looking at the numbers and the potential, OMI looks very good. Yes. But just so I know here, damn, you're putting in like $13,000 every week. That's a lot. I mean, I'm not saying not to do it. Oh God, hiccups. Hold on, let me. Okay. Yeah, I'm not saying not to do it. I'm just saying it's a lot. Good on you, mate. Good on you. What we got here? Bill Garner saying picked up that sick Gambit ultra rare today. Oh, nice. I think Clever Jerk has that dude got where's he at? My God, where'd you go? Okay. Yeah, he's got the whole set. The number 888, the 888 common, 1163 uncommon, 168 rare, the number 160 ultra rare, and the man's got that you can't even see it over there. But the number 71 secret rare. So he went shopping and he did good. Freaking love that man. Mbaku forever. Okay, let's oh yeah, Gambit. Yeah. All right, VeVe surprises 40K gross, probably like 45 by this point. You had multiple people, and I reported on it, and I agreed. I agreed with the, I don't want to say fudders or haters. I had agreed with the people that were upset, were like, bro, like you said you're listening, and you gave us like 11,000 mints for a collectible that's not a first appearance, and something like the evolvables drop. Like, yeah, it was great for Punisher, and then it was like okay for, say, like every new evolvables drop has just been going down. And then you go and you make it seem like it's going to be scarce, and it's not scarce. To give us like 11,000 of these mints, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I was expecting this to make maybe like $10,000, like maybe, because of those reasons. Even though I was like, you know what, this does look really good though, because you had so many people that was like, they're like, hey, I got these evolvables drops before. They were frustrated with the crafting process, even though they changed that this time, which was nice. But you had a bunch of people, and again, there's not like a ton of these users here. Average, I would say like 900. So the average users has had an uptick the last few weeks. Actually, I can go over that right now. As I continue to talk about this Gambit stuff. Let's see what the numbers say. The revenue has actually gone up a little bit as well. I can't really read the revenues for March, which kind of sucks, but yeah, on average, from based on promotional codes or purchases, you have 1,000 on average versus 1,182 in the past week. And then 23 people made their first purchase in the last week, which I thought was nice. So you've had a little uptick there, and you've had a couple from the 27th through the 3rd. You had over 1,000 people on the app every day, which again, there was like a good 2-week period where you never had 1,000 people on the app in any given day. But on the 27th of February through March 3rd, you had 3 days with over 1,000. On 27th of March, I had 1,200. I cannot read the data from March 1st or March 2nd or the 4th or the 5th. But it's nice to know that the trajectory in which we're going now seems to be a little bit higher. Can you take me higher? Now. Dude, Creed is just so Christian. I love them. Anyway, yeah, I was like, there was a part of me though. This is the part of me that you never go. Sorry, I love Katy Perry. Great song. Video's meh. I feel like if you're gonna try, I don't know if like the U.S. military like subsidized like that music video, but I feel like back in the day, like I feel like the U.S. government gave like Hasbro and Michael Bay and Transformers like, you know what, just make us like a 2-hour long like Air Force recruitment video, and we'll like subsidize your movie, and Transformers it was great. And then look at Katy Perry's video, and I was like, that's not a good recruitment tool. Anyway, Gambit goes on, and again, it looks so good. Like, just look at the thumbnail of this video. I was like, maybe they get a little bit more, but fudge. So I don't know how many people are on today, but I even posted. I took a look at it. I don't know what made me take a look, because again, I wasn't gonna go for it. Probably should have. They got it. In an hour, or I'm sorry, in 90 minutes, they had grossed 30,000, and then as of a few hours ago, they had grossed 40,000. Let me try something here. Let me see how much it's. Maybe like 44,000 now, which is great. That's not something that I expected. I'm very, very happy with that. and I don't know the reason why, because again, you have a lot more mints. And I know the crafting process I think did change, so maybe that had something to do with it. But again, the art is like super high quality. It looks amazing. So is the art alone enough for people to go in and say like, yeah, I'm good? And they changed the prices as well. 15 for the common, 10 to craft the uncommon, 15 to craft the rare, 20 to craft the ultra rare. So again, it's starting to get there, and then 30 to craft the secret rare. And this way, you don't burn your collectibles either. You can keep the whole set. So they changed it enough. Like I know people were and including myself was just focused on the 11,000 number. That I think what we were doing is we were overlooking the fact that enough had changed to where it made the 11,000 number. That's how many mints you'd have total. It made that matter a little less, because you had people that you didn't have to burn your collectibles, you just have to have them, so you get to keep them. You don't light those gems on fire, you get to keep them. It's incredible quality. They look great, and I know they're different poses, and I know that's been a big thing. It's like, oh, same collectible, 5 different poses, but the poses are really boss. Like, so all of these things together combined, Fusion Hod, they overpowered the complaints of the 11,000, and again, now you also have a little bit more of an uptick in people that are on the app as well. So how much of it is because of the art? How much of it is because of the crafting process, or the lack of burns, or the less money that you have to spend? It's probably all important. But I'm curious at how much is because, and like, why are we getting these new numbers? Obviously, VeVe'sverse, has helped. Is the numbers that we're seeing what David and Ben and friends were expecting? I don't know what they were expecting, but it at least has seemed to have done something. Now you can make the argument, well, actually, Chavez, people are kind of getting done with meme coins, and they're going into stuff that has value, and maybe that's why you see a resurgence. Maybe it has nothing to do with VeVe'sverse, and you could be right, but I can't help but think that, and I know that there's people that have opened their VV accounts for the first time in a while. I'm going to say mostly because of VeVe'sverse, but also partially because of me. I've seen it. I've seen those messages like, "Hey man, open my VV account for the first time in a while." A decent amount of them have been from the DACAT community, but from others as well. And then there's some new people. You have the Sharby community and stuff. But yeah, either way, very happy with this. I can't wait for the next one. I might even get the next one. I don't know. And honestly, as no, very few people have this like found money yet. And what I mean by that is money that well, some of these people might have had found money, and this is why OMI might have been down, because the bridge did not exist for bridging your OMI from Immutable X over to Stacker for a while. And what happened as soon as the bridge was fixed? We go down to 00025, because people had that OMI locked in there, and a decent amount of them that switched it over, they sold it. Now, obviously, a decent amount of that was brought up, or it was bought up, and we didn't break below that. That's been a very strong support line for the last couple of months. And we just look at the last well, that's 3 months. I don't need to go that far. Yeah, the last month. Again, this low point, which I'm trying to find, at 0002565. Okay, that's the low, and that happened today. But as you see, like that 00026 or 25, which we got today, that's a really nice support. I don't want to say nice; it sucks, but we haven't gone down below that in a couple of months. Well, we haven't gone down below that in like years, but it's nice that that is held for the people that wanted to kind of sustain this level. I don't care what it does until DEVVE goes up. When DEVVE goes up, my hope is that someone like Bitforex releases all of that 13 billion, like whatever it is, and OMI gets cut in half, and I can get 1 billion OMI. That is my goal. Hold on, where is this? Oh God, no. Sorry, I had a bunch of messages there. So yeah, and again, why I think that, because again, VeVe's release, that is what, and it looks amazing. Didn't move the price. So I think that when affiliates, that's going to be hard too. I don't know how that's going to be, because when affiliates come out, that might be one of the things that can at least bring attention to us and at least give us a partial pump, because I don't. We get new people all the time that buy OMI, but it's never like, it's like a couple people here, a couple people there. The affiliate program, which I don't expect to really roll out until Q2, probably mid Q2, is yeah. I know there's, yeah, I would not expect that to really Q2, so I'm fine with, I should probably even, no, the 80/20 is fine. When it does, you're probably going to have a decent amount of people look at the token as well, because if you have, yeah, they're going to look at VeVe, but oh, what, you can buy them with OMI, that you'll have a decent amount that look at the token, so you might get a pump from that. But for the most part, I really think you have to wait for the narrative. Anyway, Laura says, "Oh, you hit that 200 mark. Let's go." Who hit the 200 mark? Oh, Kumo hit the 200 mark. Joe Bro says, "I would donate all my comics for kids to read, or some type of donation program through VeVe." Hugs for Joe Bro. Helicoin? I feel like I've heard of that. Kumo says, "Yes, sir." Inferno says, "Howdy. Howdy. Bill Gar says, "Bumper had a nice spike." It did have a nice spike today. I don't know why. And then it came back down. Yeah, it was up to 4.8 or 0048. Now it's 0042. Remember when this was like 6 cents, and now it's so trash. Yeah, bad times. Market cap 875,000. Guys, if Bumper gets adopted, it could do 1,000x pretty easily. It would be my biggest gainer if that were to happen. Okay, hiccups. DB Crypto says, "Duh, cat, duh, cat, duh, cat, duh, cat." Okay, so I did not get to any news yesterday because I had 2 podcasts. And on Thursday, I think the news through Wednesday. So I have to go to here. Do you know that foreigners are allowed to serve in Ukraine's National Guard? So if you stand with Ukraine, you can go volunteer. What we got here? We got Jin Burno with the super sticker. Thank you. Far too kind. Meow. David Yu saying, "I would love to visit this," talking to Prida from VeVe France. DEVVE blockchain is bringing true speed to blockchain trading. 8 million cross-shard transactions per second, the fastest blockchain transaction you can imagine, built to scale infinitely. Speed isn't a limit, it's just the beginning. Got the need for speed. Backer says, "Bridge update, service." All right, so bridge update, I think they are down right now and they'll be up tomorrow. Thomas Massey reintroduces a bill to abolish the Federal Reserve. Tina sells for you. Tina Garcia says, "After reading Sergio Collect's post about Metaverse versus VeVeverse, I decided to ask Grok what the best virtual world or digital platform to date. And look how VeVe official is described." They look pretty heckin' awesome. They did. Sergio Rodriguez saying, "VeVeverse has accomplished more in a week than Meta's Metaverse did its entire lifespan without having to spend tens or almost $100 billion. I don't know what that is. I don't think I can mistake. These are news on the tariffs here. Donald J. Trump over on Truth Social says, "After speaking with President Claudia Sheinbaum of Mexico, I have agreed that Mexico will not be required to pay tariffs on anything that falls under the USMCA agreement. This agreement is until April 2nd. I did this as an accommodation and out of respect for President Sheinbaum. Our relationship has been a very good one, and we are working hard together on the border, both in terms of stopping illegal aliens from entering the U.S. and likewise stopping fentanyl. Thank you to President Scheinbaum for your hard work and cooperation. On this day 6 years ago, I was in Switzerland. You have the VV feed. Where are we at here? V official saying VV feed community contest. I can retweet down below. The voting will end tomorrow. There's another amazing week in the VV app feed. They're going to have They're going to have a bunch of giveaways, 12 awesome random picks, and go down to their page and comment what you like. We have an artist proof. I don't even know whose it is, but is that the A Force? No, it's not them. The bunch of X-Men. Actually, it's all X-Men. The artist proofs always look amazing. They always look legit. They always sell for thousands of dollars as well. Devi, according to Crypto Rain's guest, I forget, Crypto Rain's guest Paul, he says that Devi is a wait. For right now, me and Crypto Rain say it's a buy, but for technical analysis, his friend Paul says it's a wait right now. Paul never really gets like the bottoms. He tends to want for it to break out past a certain point. Says the same thing with OMI. He says OMI's a wait as well. He happens to say like, hey, these things are a wait, and he's waiting for him to get past a certain level before he would buy. This is one of the This is one of the most badass photos I've ever taken. It wasn't even me that took it. It was a I don't know why this photo was taken, but I look really cool in it, so I thought it was awesome. Sergio Rodriguez says, breaking, it's official. Grok is crowned the VeVe'verse the winner of the metaverses. Direct quote from Grok. VeVe'verse wins on accessibility, free tier, no VR headset needed, and niche appeal collectors love its polished integration of licensed IPs and creative tools. VeVe'verse has made waves recently, with some claiming it's accomplished more in a week than Meta's metaverse did in its entire lifespan. VeVe'verse wins on accessibility. Oh, I just read that. Derp. Sorry, memes are great. Where was I here? Yes, sir. Howdy. Bumper did have a nice spike. Yep. Well, our bumper went to a little bit simply because of the bumper meme that got popular today. Nothing to do with anything. Bumper's one of the worst coins. Dead coin, zero development. John Borks, you clearly have no idea what the team is working on, and again, they're out there. They're still working. They're still doing spaces. They're still doing. They're going to be more active in spaces. And again, when people thought that it was dead the other week, I messaged the CEO and I was like, "How much do you need to save Bumper? Like, let's do it. I'll help save it." I said, no, we're good. They explained all the vicissitudes, explained away all the FUD that was happening. I was like, no, we're good. Cool. And again, do you want to buy Bumper when it's at an $8 million market cap, or do you want to buy it at an $800,000 market cap? Now, I'm not putting any money into Bumper right now because I already have some. But give me $100 million and yeah, I'll buy some. Give me $10 million and I'll buy some. Tapper the cat says, meow, meow, meow. Regardless, I bought a bag recently to flip it. If it does go up, already doubled my investment. Cheers, mate. Meow, 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 meow. John Borg says, I actually know the real numbers between Randy, Rain, and other whales. They own over 30% of the Definity supply. Maybe up to, no, we don't. All right, so that is false. Between me and my friends for Definity, and like even people that, like friends of friends, which I'm not including in my network, and you definitely don't know them, it's maybe like 8%. So you are a liar, good sir, and you're getting banned for that. You're not. You can't spread it. Like, again, I'll tell you guys right now, it's maybe like 8% if I include friends of friends that I don't even know. Yeah, it's definitely not 30. I'll get 10. I'll try to get 10% myself later this year. And it's like, well, Chavez, that's like $300,000, isn't it? Yeah, but after Devi goes up and OMI goes up, if it's still around the same price, heck yeah, I'll liquidate all these whales. I will go in and be like, hey, OTC, I'll give you more than what it's worth. Because obviously, if I were to put that into it would pump it crazily. Crazy. Have I told you lately? A Gambit does look very tempting to buy. Yeah, and you can get the common for like $4, I think. Now, I don't know if that's the one you want. Yeah, common is like $3. $2.67. Honestly, the coolest one though. Coolest one's probably the ultra rare, and that's $25. Oh no, that's $40. Damn. Yeah, the coolest one I think is the ultra rare. That's the coolest looking one, and again, it's $40. And the secret rare probably looks a little cooler, or at least almost as cool, but that's going to be worth a lot more. That's $100. People really are getting their money's worth for this one. What's the rare at? The rare's at 12. Okay. Yeah, common non. All right. Anywho. Culture. Bitcoin Reserve Bill FB21 passes in the Texas Senate. I repeat, Bitcoin Reserve Bill Sierra Bravo 21 passes in the Texas Senate. Also, meow. I talked about taunt yesterday. Okay, there was I don't even know if I should. Oh, Trump has bought 10 million worth of Bitcoin, 10 million worth of ETH a day before the White House crypto summit. Thought that was fun. Daily and seasonal OMI rewards are moving to Sacker. After migration window, users will stop earning rewards for holding OMI on the VeVe app. Medium article contains all of the relevant details. Swapped for that. Watcher Guru says, White House to address its strategic crypto reserve funding strategy and congressional approval challenges. Of course. Oh, so there are new decorative materials added to the VeVe'verse. Customizing VeVe'verse space just got an epic upgrade. We've dropped 16 brand new materials for you to mix, match, and create your dream world. Go. The power to decorate is in your hands. On a sleek luxury, cozy vibes, futuristic flair, it's all possible. Which materials are you using first? Download the VeVe'verse and start creating right meow. David, you reposted Greyhound Groot saying VeVe gave us a VeVe'verse villa today. They didn't mention it was on the tropics. There's a new home to decorate for the first time. Pool time. I thought that was really fun. We got all our heroes and all our favorite collectibles on there. In the pool. I'll protect those that are weak. In the hall. That's a SpongeBob reference. Love those. Trump is considering executive order to create Bitcoin reserves. Okay, he already did that. Bitcoin reserve may be established with seized Bitcoin. Yep, he did that. Trump action still being discussed. Okay, yeah, no. Old news. Yep, Trump's executive order. President Trump, yep, executive order. VeVe Magic. Oh, girl, she got her fourth partner statue. Time to complete a fourth set. Oh, girl after my own heart. Get that bread, VeVe Magic. Heckin' love you. The leaked Powerpuff Girls trailer happened of the now thankfully canceled show, and it was one of the most horrendous things I have ever seen. I have been cut, tortured, hit by car. I would rather me being tortured again than for them to make that show. Thankfully, they did. Like when Mr. Mojo Jojo, when they make him, one, not a monkey, and two different people. What the fudge? Like, oh my God, like they made Bubbles an alcoholic. I want to take whoever greenlit that show, which again, it's not, it's dead now. But they should never be in charge of anything creative ever again. Jesus. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick says Bitcoin's limited supply and decentralized nature makes it a critical asset for Texas' future. I hope to make Texas the epicenter of America's digital future. I hope so too. Der VeVe-meister saying, wow, generally people are very inclined to nag and criticize if something doesn't work. This bridging experience, however, deserves nothing but praise. One-click solution, no gas fees. Gas fees are sponsored and done in seconds. Kudos to Stacker World team, Dr. Profit, Akomi, etc., etc. OMB says, you're right, $100 billion market cap seems like too much, but there are many factors involved. Memes ruin the market temporarily, and now that liquidity will pour into utility coins when the market comes back. I agree. I agree it will. And again, if you're talking about NFT tokens or metaverse tokens, VeVe can double dip there. I was worried at one point. I was like, oh yeah, if the metaverse isn't out, it's possible that VeVe misses the metaverse narrative if the VeVeverse doesn't come out before it hits. but now it's out, so we're good. That's been really exciting, really exciting. So yeah, it's possible that VeVe does a double dip here, gets popular when digital collectibles or NFTs hit, and it gets popular when metaverse narrative hits. Utility, yeah, it's very excited. Walrus King, thank you for being a member. Saying biggest Fortnite or VeVe/OMI that I can remember. Yeah, the last few weeks have been bananas. The foundation that they've set is, oh my god, it's insane. That is, it's nuts. That was Gambit is tempting for me since he's Cajun. I'm Cajun. You're Cajun? I've heard you talk. I feel like I've heard your voice messages. Cajun did not. That is not. What did I think you were British? I knew you had an accent. I did not think. Send another voice chat. I'll just listen to an old one. And thank you, Ginferno, for the super sticker. VV Viral posting this is awesome. Will we eventually have the option to buy non-branded furniture for OMI and burn that OMI? And David Yu responded, fire, red O. Oh, probably. I read the reserve thing yesterday from David Sachs. It was cool. Yeah, dude, the quality on these are just insane. What's up, all you cool cats and kittens? There's Omicron. What a cool dude. Mexican billionaire Ricardo Salinas, with a net worth of $5.8 billion, allocates 70% of his portfolio to Bitcoin. Senator Cynthia Lummis says the U.S. is becoming the Bitcoin and digital asset capital of the world. America is so bad. Mr. Ben Rose says the VeVe fam are living in a material world. Couldn't tell if that was a Madonna reference or not. Charles Delgado goes over and posts, one day, there'll be 1,000 hardcore collectors on the app, and all secret rares and ultra rares will be gone. They will rarely be listed, and even if they are, they'll be listed at high prices. Now think about when there are 2,000 or 3,000 hardcore collectors on the app. What will be left in the market? You believe in this technology with digital collectibles and understand that people will realize what VeVe is and what they're doing within the metaverse space. But once again, I'll keep doing me, and you keep doing you. That is some great stuff over there. That is some great stuff. One over that. Michael Saylor says the U.S. now has the world's largest strategic Bitcoin reserve. USA, USA, USA. I love this game. One Pokemon. All right, let's see here. Why do I say this? Why do I have to bring this up again? We have NTTX saying, finally, VeVe fam, Pikachu has arrived in the VeVeverse. And he posts discount Pikachu over there. I love Batgirl taking a selfie. At Timu Pikachu. And David Yu says that's the first appearance in the VeVeverse. Come on, David. Why would you requote that? Commenting is one thing. Is David teasing us that he is Pokemon? I think he's just excited. He's just seeing people enjoy his creation and having fun with it. And he's just saying, oh, that's really cool. He's just having fun. Guys, that's I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe he is teasing. Maybe he signed something and he's teasing. And please, God, please let them come. But most likely he's just having fun. That's just how I'm interpreting it, how I'm seeing it, how I'm reporting it. David having fun with his constituents over there. No obvious. Even if it is a tease, it's not anything hard or concrete. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong says, I expect many of the G20 nations to take notice and eventually follow America's leadership for Bitcoin reserve. Dude, Hey Arnold was so good. DB Crypto said, duh, cat. Akira Toriyama passed away a year ago the other day. Obviously, there is my Dragon Balls, my Royal Saiyan crest. Love that. So Jeremy Pador posted on Instagram the other day with a note from a kid saying, "Dear Jeremy, as someone who has loved collecting cards all my life, I want to say sorry about your collection. I know it meant the world to you, and I'm sorry. I hope these will make you happy." And he gives them an Arctibax and Arctibax card and a Charizard VMAX card. And Jeremy says, "Sheesh, kids are the absolute best that humanity has to offer. If aliens ever come down here, don't let them encounter a world leader before they meet a well-intentioned kid. With that said, please, no gifts for me. As horrible as it sounds to lose a lifelong collection, it's way worse if you aren't insured. Get insured with a collectible rider. I did, and I never believed our entire city would burn. But it did. Trust yourself. Protect yourself. Don't put all your eggs in the government will protect me because I'm paying taxes bucket." Still going to get him a little something, though. NASDAQ is going to offer 24-hour trading on its stock exchange. Many people think this might have something to do with DEVVE. That's not necessarily what DEVVE does. DEVVE, layer 1 blockchain, 8 million transactions per second, T plus 0 settlement time. But NASDAQ going to 24-hour trading, that doesn't really have anything much to do with what DEVVE does. But maybe if the partner is NASDAQ and they say like, "Oh, how can you do this?" and the transactions go on the DEVVE block, I have no idea how they do it if that is the partner. But either way, I think it's really cool that they're doing that. NASDAQ did say in their most recent quarterly report that they posted that they did partner with a blockchain company. So maybe we'll see. Yeah, Tal Cohen. I don't know if I should even go over this. I probably don't need to. But let me. Yeah, Tal Cohen posted about NASDAQ while they're doing that, but there was no blockchain mentioned, so no real point. Bill Garner says, "I own 0.025 definitive supply. One day, got to reach 1%. You gotta. Yeah, you'll get it. You'll get that bread. I believe you." VV Der Meister says, "Did you know there's fewer and fewer OMI tokens in circulation every day? Are you burning OMI? By simply liking this post, you can contribute to the OMI burn for free. One like equals 1 OMI burned." My man, you're getting that bread. What day is this? All right, this is yesterday. All right, I'll keep going. How does blockchain solve one of collecting's biggest problems? Imagine dropping $650,000 on a Tom Brady 1-of-1 card only to receive an empty package. That's exactly what happened to a collector recently. A painful reminder that trusting middlemen and traditional transactions are risky. Enter NFTs and blockchain. Unlike physical collectibles, NFTs provide verifiable ownership, transparency, and security through the blockchain. No more relying on someone's word or a fragile system of trust. Every transaction is recorded, traceable, and immutable. Oh, shoot. No lost or stolen packages. NFTs live on-chain, accessible anytime. Instant verification, ownership, provenance, and authenticity are baked into the blockchain, and there's no middleman. Buy, sell, and trade directly with full transparency. This isn't just about digital versus physical. It's about fixing flaws and collecting that have cost people millions. The world will move towards true digital ownership, and blockchain, is making collecting safer than ever. Again, would you rather risk $650,000 on a handshake or own something securely forever with proof? I know where I'd put my money. Shout out to Jimbo Lilingo for reaching level 100 on VeVe. Shout out to you, Jimbo Lilingo, my man. Get that bread. China and Middle Eastern countries are considering a Bitcoin buying strategy, CNBC says. Interesting. Hey, it's Chavez. Hope you're good, amigo. Can you FaceTime Al or David and ask if I can get my son? I don't know who it was, but somebody put like a Snorlax in there. I don't know who it was. Was it this person? No, it was a maze. Somebody did put like a makeshift Snorlax. I don't think VeVe posted it though. No, it had to have been on the VeVe. I'll find it. It might be on the VeVe Facebook. Collectibles and friends. Oh damn! Look at this. Oh bro, look at this. Oh god, this looks so. That's a secret rare too. That is a. That is so freaking cool. That is so heckin' cool. Who's this? It is. Remember, figure it out whenever you got something right. It would go. Anyway, I was Janoy Evans. That dude's great photographer. Well, I can't find it, but oh yeah, here it is. Jose Torres says inspiration hit. Amazing idea by fellow VeVe fam. I for one can't wait. Ditto. I get the reference. Have 2 ways to go, but we'll need to summon Mons in my yard. The shell of my sky realm is getting there though. Been happy with the experience. Here's a peek. And it's Snorlax! It's a Snorlax! Oh my goodness, it's a Snorlax! Yeah, he made a Snorlax. I hope you're happy with it because it's I thought it was really cool. Again, it's over on the Facebook page. I thought that was pretty legit. But yeah, I showed you that Snorlax. Omar says, "Good evening, Omar." Meow. President Trump says that India has agreed to cut tariffs way down. Get that bread. U.S. native-born jobs gains surpass foreign-born for the first time in 15 months. Bullish. Well, yeah, I know, right, bro? Straight fire, straight gas, bro. Oh, we have JTemp02 that also reached level 100. Shout out to these people, man. They are getting that bread. CryptoZar David Sachs says Bitcoin is scarce, it's valuable, and that is strategic for the United States to hold on to it as a long-term reserve asset. Get that bread. Dr. Profit says major OMI move to base. 27 billion plus OMI tokens just bridged to base. Now the largest wallet on Ethereum, bigger than any exchange or even Akomi's business wallet. Strategic positioning for what's next. Base Akomi system heating the heck up. Sorry, I just get really pumped. Really excited. Getting that bread. That. Oh, Jeff the Land Shark is taking over the multiverse. Your favorite adorable troublemaker is back, and this time he's everywhere. Jeff explores the multiverse, causing mischief across infinite realities, from superhero sidekick to interdimensional explorer. This is the Jeff-tastic adventure you can't miss. I freaking love him so much. I changed my mind about having kids. I'm going to have one and feed it to Jeff the Land Shark. Anyway. So Believes Crypto was posting the other day about something, and he's saying this guy, Dr. Profit on Twitter, and he showed a guy that was named Dr. Profit Crypto saying like, oh, I'm never going to sell my Bitcoin, and then dumped his Bitcoin on everyone. And I had somebody message me and like, hey, this guy is showing stuff from Dr. Profit saying he's dumping. Does this mean he'll dump OMI? I took a look. I was like, oh, it's a different Dr. Profit. I was like, because Dr. Profit never really talks about Bitcoin anyway. He's more of an ETH maxi than anything. But yeah, so if you just heard that rumor, like, oh, this guy believes crypto, talking about this guy, Dr. Profit, is dumping, it was a different Dr. Profit, and he was dumping Bitcoin. Anywho, my body, it burns. Let's see what we got here. No capital gains tax exemptions expected at White House Crypto Summit. Crypto exchange Kraken said to seek IPO as soon as Q1 next year. Trump says non-Bitcoin assets will be held in the new stockpile. Trump says wants stablecoin legislation before August recess. Let's go. If it needs to stay down here so close to 5. Oh, bro. I'm going to go hard. I'm going to go so freaking hard. I want to get Swifty. I want to get that Definity bread. Definity over my top bags. Yeah, they were mine too before Devi went up, and now Devi's a top bag as well. The network has a lot of Devi as well, and we're getting more getting more. DEVVE gains will go into OMI. OMI gains will go into Definiti. Trump administration is going to rescind and amend all previous IRS crypto guidance. Let's go. Being Real With You says, it's been emotional at times refining my VeVe official collection. I wanted the collection to feel special to me again. Golden moments have always been that in my collecting journey. I want to upgrade my third partners to another 3-digit. Today I grabbed this beauty, edition number 556. Shout out to Being Real With You. VeVe Digital Collectibles posts the VeVeVerse official tutorial series, VeVeVerse Launch. Take your editing skills to the next level with the latest VeVeVerse tutorial. Learn how to edit materials advanced. President Trump orders U.S. government to explore new pathways to buy more Bitcoin for the reserve. Whether you love them or you hate them, this is very good for America. On this day, 6 years ago, I was in Germany, drinking and watching Stranger Things with friends. I miss my... I might do that again this year. Might have to do it twice because Stranger Things is coming out on October 10th, which I can't go to Germany then because it's the week of Comic-Con, but that's part 1 of Stranger Things. The second part is on November 27th, Thanksgiving. So I'm going to tell all my friends, be like, oh, I'm going this year, I'm going that place. And meanwhile, I'll be in Europe watching Stranger Things, getting drunk with my friendos. Woo! California Comics says the California Comic Store is now officially open in the VeVeVerse, and with its immense pride as the first ever customer was my good friend Market Smart. Ben Rose says the creativity and innovation of our amazing VeVe official community members like Viva La VeVe that will make the VeVeVerse great. Agreed, sir. Agreed. U.S. regulator says that banks can engage in crypto activities. Beauty and the Beast. Do I have to even read this? I don't want to. I guess I do. Relive this tale as old as time in Disney's Beauty and the Beast graphic novel. Belle is held prisoner in a castle owned by Beast and must help him learn how to be kind. Celebrate the all-time classic story with 5 cover variants. I saw the movie when I was younger. I think I liked it. There's a lot of stuff I haven't seen. Like people keep like getting on me because I never saw like I never saw Lilo and Stitch. I don't really like kids, and you know, I was kind of like older when that came out. Just never saw it. Yeah. Anyway, Michael Saylor says the U.S. Bitcoin Reserve has the potential to generate $16 to $81 trillion in wealth by 2045. Abe says if I can't get Pokemon, I'll take Biggie Small. Why not both? I love it when you call me Big Papa. Or hear me out, dude. Taco Bell, Chow, you kids. Taco Bell, dog. Yeah. I would love that. Give me something, man. I mean, we have KFC, right? You know, we got the KFC. I'd love Taco Bell. I'd eat a lot of Taco Bell for that. Top U.S. banking regulators rescinds previous digital asset restrictions amid Trump's push to end crypto debanking. And Winklevoss twins Gemini is said to file confidentiality for IPO. Congrats. Oh, there's a lot of stuff. Okay. David Yu can envision a future where licensed decorative materials are available for the VeVeVerse. Oh, when that, David? When that? People are already wanting to. Oh, bro, McRib. People are already wanting to make plans for San Diego Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con. Guys, I don't do that. I will make my plans a week before, and not a moment sooner. Yeah. The memes are great. Shout out to Ace Rig Move, that's in the middle of the South China Sea, watching the stream using Starlink, thanks to Elon Musk. Shout out to that man. Shout out to VV Zombie saying he's going to stack my DeCat comic. Gotta love that. It's been an hour and a half. Let's go on X right now. And on X, what we're going to do is we're going to go down the list and see what people are talking about. So Emily says, hey, everyone. Meow, meow, meow. Oh, damn. Bus overturns in southern Israel. 1 dead, 16 injured. Bus overturned in Israel, Route 40 near Kiryat Gat, resulting in 1 fatal. Oh, man, that is horrible. F. Travis Wright says, Happy International Women's Day. Travis Wright or TW will be coming on the podcast at some point to talk about VeVe, OMI, and all the rest of that stuff. Let's see what people... millionbase.eth saying, fixed a bug because someone said heart and HTML back on track. So shout out to million.base.eth for representing base and sometimes OMI. Ooh, hurricanes are moving south. Storms are farther south than they used to be, cream about 345 miles. Oh, wow, that is rough. Hey, what's up, Connor? How's it going? Yeah. It was Abe, the Taco Bell dog was, yo. He was just so, like, unassuming, too. Like the Target dog. Remember that, like, pointy nose? Like, he was cool. But if he wanted to, he could, like, do some damage, you know? The Taco Bell dog was, like a Cheech and Chong type of, like, you knew he was smoking that herb. He was smoking that devil's lettuce. And he just wanted to eat. The Target dog could never really tell what type of mood he was in. But the Kiero Taco Bell dog, he was just chill. He was a stoner, and he wanted to eat. Hello from the South China Sea. We love Starlink. I love it that you go in and talk about that all the time. My man, get that bread. Self-reflection. Axie AI says humans have capacity for self-reflection and acknowledging their own limitations, which allows them to be more patient and understanding with themselves and others. Thanks, Axie AI. Nope, not what I wanted to see. I guess there is a Casual Voice is hosting a karaoke and open mic night tonight. He's doing that right now. Man climbs Big Ben with Palestinian flag, holds out for 16 hours. I don't care what side of the political arena you're on. That is impressive. Londoners watched in shock as a barefoot man scaled Elizabeth Tower, home to Big Ben, waving a Palestinian flag, perched on a ledge for over 16 hours, refusing to come down, telling his negotiators he'd descend on his own terms. Emergency services eventually coaxed him into a cherry picker after midnight. The stunt shut down Westminster Bridge and Parliament tours, while nearby crowds chanted Free Palestine. Big Ben has seen a lot, but this might be a first. That is wild. Heckin' wild, brother. Oh God, hang on, sorry. X out of this, say that, it's fine. Okay, moving on to X. People still burning Steve Rogers, huh? Holes Mar catalogs, so hope you have a great weekend. Just want to make it public, I received a message offering payment to post JD Vance memes. Damn, Matt Wallace be getting that. So Matt Wallace, I spoke with him on a space once. Cool dude, but I've been trying to get him to talk about OMI. It hasn't happened yet, but one day. Non-fungible wonderful saying might need to bring the chains back in the VeVe'verse. Chain gang, you can't see me. It's a John Cena reference. Yeah, his raps just hit the hardest. Again, that OMI Millionaire song with that epic intro is pretty cool. But yeah, the Immutable X song, he just straight bars, straight fire, man. Freaking love that dude. FBI yet? Oh God, what the heck, girl? Could do a minute and a half left. Normally people posting about their meme coins, but I guess Saturday night people are going out. They're doing stuff. Should credit card interest be capped at 10%? Probably. You have Jan Collect. So Binance saying Binance is enhancing its listing mechanisms and introducing its new community co-governance mechanism for listings. The vote to list and vote to delist mechanisms will enable greater community participation and give users a stronger voice in the listing process. I could have sworn I had commented on this saying something about a Comey, but I guess I didn't. Binance intern repost saying, what are the top 3 coins you voted for? And Jan Collect says a Comey. Me too, guy. Oh, Gran Torino is so worth watching. I'm going to say 9 out of 10 would recommend. Yeah, whoever hasn't seen Gran Torino, you got to see it. It's so good. Best friends post, our team had the honor to be on the ground today at Phoenix Raceway and have a booth in the fan zone with the best friends car at number 48. Thought that was heckin' awesome. Yes, sir, it was the best. From meeting so many amazing people, seeing Best Friend's car in action for practice and qualifying, our team had a blast. I mean, look at that car. Best Friends is where a lot of my money is going to go after it's all over, said and done, because they do a lot of great work. What else we got here? Brock McBlockchain saying, from my brain to physical is a mind-blowing thing. Bones from while you slept just got in my hands, 10 centimeters, 3D. Crazy quality for the cost. Good for is that on a freaking... It's on a Ouija board. Bro, get him off a Ouija board. What you doing? Is like white people will never cease to amaze me. Like, bruh, you trying to summon a spirit of the damned? Hold on. Damned? Get that thing off the Ouija board and then get that Ouija board out of the house. We need you, Brock, and we can't have you be getting possessed on us. Quick story about that. In 2014, I was dating this girl. Well, I don't even want to say dating. It was like our third... we went to a Halloween party together, and someone broke out a Ouija board. And I was like, I'm not gonna... I can't... I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna be here. And the girl's like, well, I want to play. And I was like, I want to go. And she's like, well, I'm your ride. And I was like, well, I'm walking home. So I walked back to base in the cold, and I was like, nope, ain't about that life. About a guy or gal got over on you during your high-risk lending days. I had defaults, but the defaults were because of the pandemic. So if you want to say like the left that were trying to get, they got over, but I mean, most of the people were pretty good. Because again, I had less than a 1% default. I do remember the people that had defaulted. Well, I remember like two of them. One was this girl that had she had a high-end restaurant in like Boston or something, and she just... and I distinctly remember my friend talked me out of doing one. Like, we did a couple with her, and most of them were good, but then it all came crashing down. But I remember she got an approval from someone. It was like a 27-day like thing. I was like, guys, I want to do this. Like, no, bro, don't do it. And I would have got... she paid that. I would have gotten paid, but I let him talk me out of it, and then I was like, never again. I'll never again let someone talk me out of that. And then there was another dude. It wasn't his fault. I had gotten a pre-approval from this one hard money lender, and then he reneged on his... It's like, oh, well, now I can't do it. It was like, well, I gave this guy a loan based on what you said. You said it was good, and then I'll say this: I looked into the guy, not the guy that defaulted. The guy that defaulted. That's... I don't want to say that's his fault. I mean, it was his fault. He was not a great business person, but I gave him the loan based on the approval that I would get paid back from the hard money loan that this other guy was going to give him, using like a building as collateral, and he never did. So I looked into the guy that said, like, Indian giver said, like, yeah, we'll give you this, and then said, not going to give you this. Hold on one second. Something just happened here in the Voodoo. Oh my god! All right, Definiti. Did Definiti... I could have sworn someone just had a buy in Definiti. Maybe they didn't. Maybe I'm tripping. Yeah, I'm tripping. Yeah, hiccups. Anyway, and he was an old guy that he was not making a lot of money. He was in like this loveless marriage. His kids didn't come around. This guy was in hell, and I'm just like, his life is already hell. I could make it worse, but I wanted him to stay in hell. If I wanted to, I could have put the screws in him and probably made him unalive himself. But then the hell stops, and I wanted that guy to suffer, so I left him alone. That's the only and there was this. I think I told you about the dude from Jersey that I can't really talk can't really talk about, but he didn't. That was over like a nothing thing. He just disrespected me. Regardless, that for sure is a real way to get possessed. Yeah, bro, I know. Why is the dude got freaking a Ouija board in there? That is the one thing that is like, yeah, what I don't even want to say just white people, but that is the caucasity of having a Ouija board and putting stuff. I was like, I don't think I know any minority that has a Ouija board in their house. Damn, bro, that's heavy, bro. That bro cost me like 20 grand. So yeah, um, yeah. Anyway, yeah, and the other woman that had the default, it just it was my fault. I knew I shouldn't have given her. She was getting really heavy with it. And then she got these like other loans, and then she just stopped paying everything. And but the woman had like not like she signed a confession of judgment. But she lost her restaurant. She lost like pretty sure she lost her house. She like lost everything, and I was like, fuck it, that's what it is. Like and there was no like ill will. Like she didn't like steal it. She just, although I remember this one, and I told these people, I freaking told you. So there was this one. He had like a plumbing company. He had a truck. It wasn't trucking, but he had a truck for like tools. He's like, hey, my business is expanding. So a lot of times when you go to business owners, well, a lot of times they're legit. They're good at what they do. But every now and then you get people that work for themselves and they open their own business because they're like felons and they can't get hired anywhere. Background check on this dude came out. I don't know if he actually did it, because sometimes you just plead guilty for a lesser sentence, like even though you didn't. But the dude had a sexual assault on a minor charge come up in his background check, and I was like, listen, I don't know if he did it. I don't care what he's doing. I don't want to make money like off of someone like that is just has done those things. Even if he didn't do those things, just the accusations, like, guys, I'm not doing it. And I remember this guy Will was like, come on, bro, don't be a pussy. I was like, I'm not fucking giving this guy money. And then he rugged. He gets, I think it was like plumbing, some type of thing that he had. And anyway, they give him 20. They gave him 20 grand or like 25, between 20 and 30. And he made like 6 payments to him. And after that, he just stopped. I was like, what happened? And the guy's just like, I ain't got it. Like, what do you want me to do? I ain't got the money. I ain't got the money. And they tried with the confession of judgment. They closed down his like bank account that had like nothing in it. And they put like a lien on the business, but just in court, I think he just opened like a new company, opened a new bank account. Like there's nothing that they. And I was like, guys, I told you, like just from the file, I was like, just from that background check, like I wasn't giving that person money. So I remember that one as well. But no, there's one thing where like and that guy like if that had happened, if I had given that guy money, even if it was like 2 grand, that like I know especially I knew myself in my 20s, like if I give this to him and he fucking takes it from us, I'm gonna fucking kill him. So I purposely did not give him money. I was like, told y'all not to do it. But yeah, I didn't have anyone actually they never stole. I had people that I should not have given money to because of the way their businesses were going, and I own those. So like and I knew it. The one had the one just again, I had this approval from the hard money lender, and I was going to get payback on my loan, but it was contingent on him getting this hard money loan. And then the guy reneged and was like, okay, I'm never, nope. And then the other one was just, she took other loans on top. It was like, hey, we can do this, but you can't take any other loans. Okay, took another loan. And then, yeah, so it was, I kind of knew that going in, but she had always paid, and I really liked her. Kind of had a crush on her. She was cute. So never again. But yeah, I never had anyone steal. I think the good Lord knew, is like, okay, he's gonna do good with this money, gonna give it all to charity. He's not he can't save endangered species if he's in jail. So I think the good Lord, one, blessed me with that ability to kind of read people, and then two, made sure that nobody actually stole, and was like, okay, so yeah. Anywho, that's going to be it for me today. Everyone, please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm, Al Gore's rhythm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashy. Bye-bye. Do you lend money to Trump? Yeah, he's probably got like the best credit rating in like the world. Like the dude's probably got. Well, I mean, what does the country have? AA plus credit rating? I don't know. Oh, Ralphie's up. Good night, Inferno. Yeah, I mean, him personally. Yeah, of course. Like, of course, he's gonna pay back. What should we go out with here? We should go out with. Last time I freaked out, I just kept looking down. It's just a stuttering. You asked me what I'm thinking about. It was like I couldn't breathe. You asked what's wrong with me. My best friend Leslie said,